Have you ever pondered about the significant role of the ordinary folks back home during World War II? Let's take a step back into the 1940s and witness the world in the grip of a war of unprecedented scale and intensity. The United States, though not unscathed, was a place of intense activity, the home front, as we call it. This was the stage where ordinary men and women made extraordinary contributions. High levels of military enlistment were observed, with countless brave souls stepping forward to serve their country. But the war wasn't just fought on the battlefields. Back home, volunteerism was widespread, with citizens of all ages doing their part to support the war effort. And then, there were the war bonds, not just mere pieces of paper, but symbols of patriotism, purchased by millions to fund the war and express solidarity with their fighting compatriots. Certainly the home front was a significant part of the war efforts, but there was more to it. Did you know that even gardens played a crucial role in the victory of World War II? That's right, folks. To tackle food shortages and rationing, citizens across the country cultivated victory gardens. These gardens, sprouting up in backyards, city parks, and even schools, became a substantial source of sustenance, supplying up to 40% of the nation's vegetables during the war years. But the war also created opportunities, especially for women and minorities. With millions of men away at war, women stepped into roles traditionally held by men. They became welders, riveters, and factory workers, demonstrating their capacity to perform men's work. It was a pivotal moment for women's rights and gender equality. For minorities too, the war opened doors. They found jobs in industries that were previously inaccessible to them. It was not perfect, but it was a step towards equality and recognition. So, while the soldiers battled on the fronts, those at home were also fighting their own battles. The war wasn't just about battles, it had significant economic implications as well. What were these? World War II brought about a transformative effect on the American economy. As the nation mobilized for war, the lingering effects of the Great Depression were dispelled. Unemployment plummeted as men enlisted and industries boomed to support the war effort. Rationing became a part of daily life, with goods like sugar, meat, and gasoline being carefully allocated to ensure everyone had enough. This was a time of sacrifice indeed, but also a time of shared responsibility. Most notably, the war created unprecedented opportunities for women. With men off fighting, women embraced roles they had never held before. They became factory workers, nurses, and even pilots. This shift not only fueled the war effort but also laid the foundation for profound social changes in the years to follow. So World War II, while a time of war and destruction, also brought about significant transformations and opportunities on the home front. The home front during World War II was a time of change, opportunity, and patriotism. It was a period of high military enlistment and widespread volunteerism. People bought war bonds, planted victory gardens, and created opportunities for women and minorities. The war ended the Great Depression, introduced rationing, and opened up new avenues for women in the workforce. So when you think of World War II, remember that it wasn't just about the soldiers on the front lines, but also about the ordinary folks back home who made significant contributions to the war efforts.